Before the game, Gary Sanchez became the latest Yankee to test positive for COVID. For crying out loud, would you guys just stay inside? We're in a pennant race. Get well soon, Gary. Lineup for tonight's game against the Mariners. DJ LeMahieu, the belt holder. He is at second base tonight. Anthony Rizzo hit a big home run last night. He is at first base. Aaron Judge is out there in right field once again. Giancarlo Stanton had a bloop 3-run double last night. He is the DH. Joey Gallo is out there in left field, still looking to get hot as a Yankee. Gleyber Torres is your shortstop once again tonight. He had a couple of hits last night. Rougned Odor once again at third base. Yankees are force-feeding him this position, hoping he can get going. Gary Sanchez is out, so Kyle Higashioka is behind the dish in his absence. And Jonathan Davis in center field, I do not have any footage of him. And on the mound, Nestor Cortez Jr. In 32 2/3 innings pitched this year, he has an incredible 0.949 whip, 39 strikeouts, and a 1.93 ERA. Still looking for that first win on the year. Quick word from our sponsor, you know the drill, and then I'll be back with the post-game reaction. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, makers of the Lawnmower 4.0 and the Performance Package. A lot of people ask me, how can they support the podcast? And one way that you can do it is by supporting my sponsor, Manscaped. The Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is an amazing little tool. It's got the skin-safe blade. It prevents nicks, tugs, all that uncomfortable stuff. It's got this LED spotlight in case you decide to trim your beanbag during the middle of a blackout. It's waterproof, so you can take it in the shower. And look at this box. This is an amazing box. Nothing shitty has ever come in a box this nice. Wireless, it's rechargeable, it's quiet, and you can save 20% and get free shipping by visiting manscaped.com and using the code NYY Recaps at checkout. That's 20% off and free shipping using the code NYY Recaps. Your balls will thank you.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Home runs from number 13 are back on the menu, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, we do have a Martian update. Jason Dominguez hit his second career home run tonight in low A. As soon as I can find some video, we'll do another Martian tracker. I have to be careful where I get it from. Sometimes you can get a copyright strike. Eli Fishman, who I just had on my show yesterday, filed a copyright claim because I used a 10-second video from his Twitter about Jason Dominguez getting his first hit a month ago. So that if NYY Recaps goes down, you have Eli Fishman to blame. Red Sox lost to the Tigers today, and the Rays had the day off, so the Yankees needed to win again to gain on both of those teams, and they fought hard and got it done. Sac fly from Gleyber Torres made it 1-0 Yankees in the second. But Mitch Haniger ties it up with a sacrifice fly of his own in the top of the third. Kyle Seager gives the Mariners a 2-1 lead with a solo home run in the top of the fourth, a porch job. Joey Gallo picked up his second double of the game in the bottom half. He scores on a ground out. It was overlooked, but it's an important way to get that runner in without picking up a base hit. You got to hit a slow ground ball to the right side, and it worked. That made it 2-2. Chad Green worked an efficient, scoreless sixth inning, but Seattle gets to him in the seventh to take the lead on a solo home run by Jared Kelenic. Judge and Stanton single to put two men on with 2 outs for Joey Gallo in the bottom half, and then Gallo hits one 19 miles high, and then when it came down, the Yankees had a 5-3 lead. Gallo gets the curtain call. Rizzo makes an amazing scoop to save an error from Rougned Odor in the ninth. Big out. Chapman's velocity was down, but he's able to hold on. Yankees win this one.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
I don't think it's much of a debate who gets the belt tonight. Joey Gallo. Belt winner. Joey Gallo's first belt as a member of the New York Yankees. Welcome to the club. So Aroldis Chapman kind of, gave us all heart attacks there in the 9th inning. It was not his best performance. His velocity was down. Jonathan Loaizaga he got up in the bullpen, and I thought that they were going to have to bring him in. But Chapman's able to get it done. Nice play by Joey Gallo to end it. I've been really impressed by Joey Gallo on defense, and he's starting to turn it around on offense. Hopefully that home run gets the monkey off his bat. That was one of the highest home runs I have ever seen. That thing took 9 seconds to come down. It was amazing. AB says, first home run as a Yankee.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
We do have a couple of super donos that I need to scroll up and see. So we've got one from Yo Elvis. Says, 5.5 games back. We're coming for that division. Yo, was that Elvis? Custom dono for Yo Elvis. I saw we had another one, but I don't see it. It might have passed. Here's the issue. If you donate while I'm doing my recap, I don't always see it. Okay, so here we go. Gallo is my dad. Chappie raises my blood pressure. Appreciate that. But the Yankees do manage to hold on despite the blood pressure being raised. We got another super chat from Calbert. What a game. Chapman gives everybody a heart attack. As always, we got out of it. Gallo is my favorite player for a week, and everyone's happy. Appreciate that, Calbert. So this was a big win. The Yankees gain in the division and the wild card. It was a clutch performance. They came back and won. And honestly, the Mariners, they're a team you have to beat. You have to sweep this series. The Mariners are a decent team, but the way the Yankees are constructed at the moment, especially with the additions of Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo, you have to win these games. Now, the pitching is going to be somewhat suspect. Obviously, Gary Sanchez out now with COVID, so the Yankees are dealing with that still. I want to know why this team keeps getting COVID. I don't see these outbreaks with other teams. To me, it's disturbing. There's something going on with these guys where they're not being careful. I don't know if these guys are going out to the club or whatever. Do me a favor, Yankees. If any of you guys watch this, spread this throughout the clubhouse, no pun intended. Please, for the next 8 weeks, while we're trying to win this division, can you please be responsible? Wear a mask. Stay in your apartment if you have to. Stay away from the crowds. Don't go to any concerts. Just take it easy and play baseball. We need you for these 8 weeks. We don't need you getting COVID. And I'm not saying that Gary or Garrett Cole or any of these guys were definitely out doing that, but somebody in the clubhouse must have had it or, must have come into contact with it at some point. It keeps spreading around. So they've got to be more careful. E says, can we get Allen back, please? So first of all, I agree with that.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Jonathan Davis out there in center field tonight. By the way, how'd you guys like the new lineup screen that I made today? But they sent Allen down. It was one of those situations I read from somewhere that they had to send him down or otherwise they were going to lose him. And now they're planning on bringing him back in September when the rosters expand. So that's a bonus. Eric C says they need constant testing every day for COVID. I think they do have that every single day. They do have it. But they just, it's weird that guys who are vaccinated keep testing positive. I'm blaming Johnson & Johnson. I don't know anything about these vaccines other than Johnson & Johnson doesn't seem to have the same ability to prevent breakthroughs as the other vaccines. I don't even know if they still do the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. It's the one-shot thing. But the Yankees were one of the first teams, if not the first team, to get to 85% vaccination, which means that you can take off the masks in the dugout. Maybe they need to put them back on. We got to stop having this, or the season is going to go down in flames due to totally preventable measures. Totally preventable outbreaks. Conrad says, a whole month without Allen? Well, more like, 25 days? Ronnie says, have we ever seen 3'6" or taller guys all cross home plate within 30 seconds? That's a great comment. Riley Morris says J&J only 68%. Nothing like taking half measures there if you're the Yankees. Super chat from Desire. DJ is so inconsistent and Stanton is getting hot. So here's the thing with DJ. I feel like he's just been battling all year to find a consistent stroke. So you're not wrong about the inconsistency, but the last couple of years he was super consistent. He was extremely consistent for 2 years. And now all of a sudden it's gone. Maybe that's just the way baseball works out sometimes. Maybe that's just how it goes. But Stanton, what I thought was nice today was that base hit he got to set up the home run for Gallo. Base hit to right field. It was a tough at bat. He was facing a tough right-hander with a good slider. I thought for sure he was going to strike out waving on a slider. But, hey, it worked out. Kyle Zelenitz says, how about Joey Gallo? Chapman giving us all a heart attack, but the Yanks win. Let's see here. Ulysses says, Pfizer is much better with Delta, the new variant. Look, I don't know much about this stuff. I'm not a scientist. I feel even uncomfortable talking about it, and people hate when I talk about it. But I'm just saying the Yankees need to be more responsible. You can't, in a pennant race, keep having guys, crucial guys, Garrett Cole, Jordan Montgomery, and now Gary Sanchez. What happens if Kyle Higashioka goes down? Or Aaron Judge again? Or Anthony Rizzo? The season's going to be over. The season's going to be lost because of not being careful. It's one thing to lose on the field. It's another thing to lose before you even get to the field because you're walking around without a mask or whatever. I'm just asking you guys if you see this. For me, as a fan who lives and dies with this team, who has put in an immense amount of hours trying to promote your ball club, please just be careful over the next 8 weeks. I don't want to see another outbreak. We've had the coaches go down. That wasn't such a big deal because our coaches suck anyway. We've had now Judge go down, Garrett Cole go down. I mean, these are not scrubs. These are marquee players that are getting COVID. Put on a mask. Put on a mask like it was during lockdown. We should have been doing this when you got, the outbreak after the All-Star break. There should have been a notice, a memo on the bulletin board within the Yankees clubhouse. Hey, guys, be careful. And it's weird because I don't want to rant. The Yankees just won 5-3, but we have got to be more careful, folks. We've got to be more careful. Joey Jacks one. Was that the official call from John Sterling? I didn't have a chance to hear the call from John Sterling, but I think that would be a pretty good one. Lori C says, even when Rizzo goes 0 for 4, he's still the man. So his RBI streak is over. However, he did make a crucial pick in the 9th inning to save a run or to save an error. We got a donut from Eric C. The DJ seems to have the same problem with most players who just got a big contract extension. Bryce Harper didn't play well his first season with the Phillies. Bryce Harper's playing really well right now, though. He's having a monster season. It was always my opinion that the Yankees should go out and get Bryce Harper. Even when Stanton became available, I remember I first heard about it that Stanton was getting a physical at Yankee Stadium or something like that. And I remember thinking, why are you getting Stanton? You got Bryce Harper, a free agent next year. But then I thought about it. I was like, well, he just hit 59 home runs. It would be really tough to pitch to him and Judge, who hit 52. Between those guys, that's 111 home runs between two guys. And my mind went giddy with imagining these guys both hitting 50 home runs. But there's a reason that people don't hit 50 home runs very often. It's hard to do. And I think we all thought that Judge was going to be a guy who hits 50 every year. Or that, we got Mark McGwire after the season saying that watch out for 70 or watch out 73. And then we've got, Stanton saying that he could have hit 75 home runs if he was in Yankee Stadium or whatever it was. So it was, it was an intoxicating move, but it wasn't a smart move. The smart move would have been to wait for Bryce Harper, stick him out in the outfield, stick him at right field, to alternate with Aaron Judge, or play him in left field and get that big left-handed bat. Because not only does Bryce Harper hit for power, he hits for a decent average. He's not a 230 guy. Even in his bad years, he's 260. And he draws a ton of walks. and he plays hard, and he always wanted to be a Yankee. I wanted to see him wearing number 34. I can't tell you. And it's not just because I read all the books about him when he was coming up, and I had this Sports Illustrated thing, and I always dreamed about him being a Yankee. It would have just been a smart move. Super chat from Armando Ramirez Perez. I'm no doctor, but I've seen plenty of medical experts warning against Delta, which is 1,000 more contagious. Mask up, even the vaccinated. Air horn. NYY Talk says, you say goodbye, I say hello. I love it. That has to be the John Sterling call. That has to be the Sterling call.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Justin King says, Bryce Harper will probably win MVP if Tatis doesn't come back. 970 OPS. That's what I was saying. Bryce Harper has an 850 OPS floor. This is a guy who would probably hit 40 home runs every year in Yankee Stadium, probably have a 375, 400 on-base percentage, and he goes the other way, and he hits lefties well. So if somebody tries to counteract and bring in a lefty, he hammers lefties. I always wanted Bryce Harper, but I've seen enough Yankees baseball over the years to know that I'm not going to rule out Bryce Harper eventually coming to the Yankees. Planet Earth, I didn't know Planet Earth had its own YouTube account, says if we got Harper, we wouldn't have Cole. That's, Michael K says the fallacy of the predetermined outcome. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think the Yankees were getting Garrett Cole no matter what. I mean, they got Stanton because he was a discount from, what you had to pay for Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper got what, $30 million plus, basically? I don't remember his contract. It was something like 13 years, $330 million, I believe. It's something along those lines. And you're basically getting Stanton for, what, $20 million because the Marlins are paying a portion of his salary? Yankee says Harper's overrated. I disagree. I just flat out disagree. He's had some bad defensive years, but he's pretty good offensively. E wants Soto on the Yankees. He would mash in Yankee Stadium. And he actually hits a lot of home runs to left center field. But those would definitely be reduced at Yankee Stadium, but I think he would go doubles crazy at Yankee Stadium. He'd hit doubles to left center and home runs to right. Soto would be amazing. Amazing. AB says $330 million for Bryce Harper. Yeah. AB says, just wait for Rizzo to get COVID-19 and our season will be derailed. I'm worried about Rizzo because he's one of these guys that has come out publicly against the vaccine. And look, I don't want to get into the whole vaccine thing because it's a toxic issue, right? But I believe if you're in close quarters with people, you should try your best to at least be safe. You don't have to get the vaccine if you don't want to. It's a personal decision. By the way, thanks to SB Games, you are the absolute man.
SB Games spends way too much money on me.
Yes, what I was saying is, some people just don't want to get stuck with the needle. They're healthy. They don't feel like, it's worth the risk or whatever. And I don't think there's a ton of risk, but I'm sure there's some risk because we're not the long-term studies of it. But, when you're in close quarters with 25 other men, you should definitely try and be careful. You should try and mask up. You should try and just be responsible. And I'm not saying these guys aren't, but something's going on. I know SB Games is the man. I say it every night. Every night, SB Games is the absolute man. E Honda says, if anyone says Harper is overrated, doesn't know baseball. Simple, first of all, don't know. There was a time where I think that Harper was considered a little bit overrated. His second year in the big leagues, he wasn't that good. His defense wasn't great near the end of his term with the Nationals. But he's been consistently solid. He's been consistently solid throughout his whole career. He's had some injury issues, but the last couple of years, he's been pretty steady on the field. I still dream of one day seeing number 34 out there in right field at Yankee Stadium, even if it's towards the end of his career. Noel Calderon says, you can't wear a mask forever. I mean, you're not wrong. Wearing a mask isn't great for you either. But, as a sports team, all these people trying to work their asses off to win a World Series or at least win the division, I just think that, it makes a lot of sense to take every precaution, to undergo some, personal discomfort, for the greater good of the team. If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. Just wear your mask. Junior B says, SB Games is an amazing human being, whoever you are. I 100% agree.
Yes, I agree.
Just on SB Games for a minute. I don't know much about you or, why you've chosen me to be, someone that you support so much. But every night, people who log on see what you do for this channel, and you're making a big difference. You're making a huge difference in my life, and I just wanted to thank you personally. Ronnie with the $5 super chat. Ronnie's getting close to those custom donos. We're going to run out of custom donos because we got so many of them now. But they're going to reset next year. They're going to reset next season because obviously we're going to be bigger. I'm going to have to redo it. Pretender Phillies will beg the Yanks to swap Bryce and Stanton contracts once the Braves Mets get healthy next season. Look, if the Phillies come knocking and they say, hey, look, we'll take Stanton as our National League DH, and we'll give you Bryce Harper, straight up, even though you're taking on more money, I do it. I want to hear in the chat, I want to read in the chat, what you guys think about that move. Would you trade Giancarlo Stanton this winter for Bryce Harper straight up? No kicker, no money changing hands. Would you make that deal? I would, 100%. SB Games again. SB Games. Tom Saskew says, Moonshot Joe, literally. So Tom is one of my best friends in the world, probably my closest friend at this moment. And he texted me during the game, and he said, well, first of all, he said he just turned on the game when Gallo hit a home run. My brother Chris had a knack when we were growing up. Whenever we would flip the channels, like during the commercial break or whatever, and he would switch back to a game, like the Yankees always hit a home run. It was weird. It was like some kind of supernatural ability. I remember he did it twice in one game once. It was insanity. But, I mean, it's just coincidence, I'm sure. But it's always fun to turn on the game and see a home run right away. That's just a fun experience. And the other thing is, he was texting me nonstop about Johnny Lasagna, saying, get in lasagna, and all the Garfield memes and stuff. And I don't disagree. I probably would have gone to Johnny Lasagna there in the ninth. But Chapman was able to get it done. Edwin NG says, Derek, you will be a millionaire by the end of the season. Not if I keep getting bullshit copyrights.
Captain, they've adapted.
So pretty much everybody's in agreement they would make that trade. I mean, that would have to be a money trade for the Phillies. SB Games says trade Stanton for Harper, 100%. I mean, I think we're all in agreement. Junior B says no, not a Harper guy. And that's okay. Not everybody has to be a Harper guy. I think I would make that deal, but I mean, the likelihood of it happening is close to zero. The Yankees, to make that deal, would probably have to kick in at least two really good prospects. You might have to include somebody like Luis Gil to make that deal. And you know what? I'd still probably do it. Even though Stanton had a big hit tonight, I just I would definitely make that move. I just want Harper to be a Yankee someday for selfish reasons. Super chat from Luke says the poll was hard, but yes, I would trade Stanton. So Luke has his own dono. Where is it? There we go. So we have so many custom donos now. We have like 10 people who donate so regular to this channel. I just wanted to thank all of you guys. You know, I never saw myself as a streamer, but I'm starting to love it because not just because of the donos, but like you guys really just to do this for me makes me feel really good. You know, my whole day is it leads up to this. SB Games is the literal GOAT. The literal GOAT, the Dono MVP.
SB Games. Dono MVP.
AB says, Sterling says Joey Jacks won. I don't like that. That sounds very masturbatorial. It does. I would rather have, you say goodbye, I say hello. I love that.